Do I look like I'm being squished? I feel like I look like I'm
Oh my
being
god, this
squished.
looks so... This... Here we go.
Hold on. Sorry. Hello and welcome back to my channel. You can't talk in the middle of talking.
I'll just
Take
wait.
two. Hello and
How you do?
Oh my.
Come on, dude!
Hello and welcome back to...
We haven't even started the video.
Oh, I need my...
Hey YouTube, Diet Pepsi here to sponsor. This video is brought to you by Diet Pepsi.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Liz, but you know me as the Disney historian, and today with my boyfriend Alex and...
Sorry I'm late.
And with our friend Kathy, we are going to be telling you all about the history of Pixar Animation Studios. So Pixar is an American computer animation film studio.
It is. It is in fact one of those.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So Pixar is an American computer I can't get that right! So Pixar is an American computer animation film studio. I can't get it! Pixar is an American computer animation film studio based in Emeryville, California, and it is a subsidiary of Walt Disney Animation Studios. Great. So the Pixar company actually started at New York Institute of Technology in the 1970s and consisted of computer scientists like Ed Catmull, Malcolm Blanchard, Alvy Smith, and David DeFrancesco. They all worked on computer graphics and had a studio that was funded by Alexander Schur, who also owned a traditional animation studio. Schur ended up giving the group almost $15 million for their... Yeah, which actually put New York Institute of Technology in quite a bit of debt. The group actually wanted to leave New York Institute of Technology and work in a real film studio, so they started looking for other opportunities.
So in 1979, Catmull was hired by Lucasfilm to lead emerging computer divisions. After Catmull was hired, Alvy Smith was hired next, then Malcolm Blanchard, and finally David DeFrancesco.
I just want to say that every time you say a word, you lean further into me, so this video is going to end up like with me like this.
So since they were all getting hired by this company and leaving the other one, they all started to gradually resign so that Schur wouldn't get suspicious. So after being hired, they all started working on small jobs such as the Genesis effect in Star Trek 2.
Instead of a dead moon, a living...
And the Stained Glass Knight in Young Sherlock Holmes.
Who wants to watch this with no fingers?
One of the biggest achievements that these men created was Pixar Image Computer. The word Pixar comes from a faux Spanish word that roughly translates to make pictures. So having this computer aimed to improve graphic technology, as well as it created the ability to render high-resolution 3D color images. In 1984, they hired John Lasseter, who had previously worked as an animator for Disney.
He ended up becoming like one of the much more important animators at the time, right?
Yeah, that's true. Lasseter started it all.
Well, no, they had been around for like...
In 1986, Lucas was looking to streamline his company, and his computer division was spun off as an independent business.
Spun off as an independent.
So since this computer business just was spun off as its own thing, Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, decided that he was going to give money and start funding them.
And with that, a new company was formed, Pixar. With Catmull as CEO and president, and Steve Jobs as chairman of the board. Their original focus was on marketing Pixar's image computer and developing a high-tech graphics software.
This didn't profit well, right?
No. In 1990, they sold their hardware operations. At this time, John Lasseter started creating a series of short films. And in 1989,
That's when Taylor Swift was born.
And in 1989, they began making computer animated TV commercials. They did one for Tropicana originally.
Right.
This commercial called Wake
Wake
Up! This commercial called Wake Up was directed by Lasseter himself.
For orange juice that really hits the spot.
And in the early 90s, Lasseter did his first short film entitled Tin Toy. And later on in the same year, Pixar's mascot was born, the famous Luxo Jr., the lamp. Luxo Jr. then became the mascot for Pixar and appears at the beginning of every Pixar film.
Start from like a short film.
Yes, he did actually start from a short film entitled Luxo Jr. This film was the first three-dimensional film to be nominated for an Oscar.
In 1991, they signed a $26 million agreement with Disney to jointly develop, produce, and distribute 3 feature-length animated motion pictures, the first of which was the famous Toy Story in 1995. Toy Story opened on November 22nd, 1995. It was the first ever completely computer animated movie.
Wow.
So on Toy Story's opening weekend, it hit #1, and it was the highest grossing film of 1995.
That's gross.
It made $192 million and $362 million worldwide. In 1996, it got Academy Award nominations for Best Original Song, Best Original Score, and Best Original Screenplay, which was the first time that an animated film was recognized for its screenplay.
Very cool.
Good job, Toy Story.
High five, Disney. Nice. You're not in this.
No.
John Lasseter actually received a Special Achievement Award from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences for inspired leadership of the Pixar Toy Story team, resulting in the first feature-length computer animated film. In 1995, Steve Jobs became the CEO of Pixar, and Catmull remained an upper-level executive.
In 97, after Toy Story's success, Disney decided to renegotiate with Pixar because
They were making a lot of money.
They were making so much money on the original, like Toy Story. It's my favorite, personally. So this agreement was to do 5 movies in the span of 10 years. These movies included A Bug's Life, Toy Story 2, Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo, and The Incredibles.
So, here's what we've all been waiting for. Drumroll. Disney buys Pixar. So in 2006, Steve Jobs sold Pixar to Disney. Catmull was named the president of both Walt Disney Animation Studios and Pixar Animation Studios. John Lasseter was also named the studio's chief creative officer.
It's cool how, like...
Paying homage to the people.
Right,
that
like it's not just like we bought you and now
we're
you're
just
part
gonna
of
take
us.
all your stuff.
Right,
And
like,
like
oh,
you guys
you're
are
part of it too, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
So from here is where we see a lot of the movies that we kind of know and love today. So WALL-E came out in 2008, Up came out in 2009, Toy Story 3 in 2010, Brave in 2012,
Ooh.
Monsters University 2013, Inside Out in 2015, Finding Dory in 2016, Coco in 2017, and The Incredibles 2 in 2018.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow.
The
Wow.
best Disney
Literally,
movies!
I'm just gonna go on the record and say this. I think this was one of Disney's best moves that they've ever had. This, like, the entire lineup, even dating back from Toy Story all the way up to the ones that were just said, like...
So a lot of these films ended up dominating the Best Animated Feature Film category at the Academy Awards. There were 8 nominations and 6 wins.
Wow.
I think, actually, I'm pretty sure that Monsters, Inc. and something else were the only 2 movies to not get nominated that Pixar put out.
So Up and Toy Story 3 were actually nominated for Best Picture. Like in like the whole thing.
Wow, of like everything.
Of
Yeah.
everything.
Wow.
And so
I
not
remember
just,
that.
Yeah, not just like animated, like total.
That's
That's
huge.
awesome.
That's huge for an animated film to be up with the big guns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
super, super rare.
Brave, the one that you mentioned before, like a perfect example of what made this animation so great is what does everybody think of when they think of Brave? Merida, her hair.
Oh, her hair.
It's
is
like
so
well, and it's so like detailed too. Like
Yeah.
it's like every the
and
same
like
with
the
like
flow. The flow when she like
Yeah.
the same
does it
way
like
see
that.
the hair flip.
right with Rapunzel Entangled, even though it's technically not Pixar, like you can see where like the two studios are definitely crossing and using each other's like
Yeah, they're like
styles.
bouncing ideas.
Yeah.
It's the same with like Frozen too. Like the little things like when Elsa's hair
when she takes it out of the thing.
when she takes it out of the thing, her entire thing with like
Yeah, that's
the
awesome.
Let It Go scene where she turns from like all ice, like that's such perfect Pixar animation.
There's a snapshot from The Incredibles 2 of like it's the dad holding Jack and it zooms in on his shirt.
Yep.
And have you seen that?
Yeah.
And you can see like the fuzzies on the shirt. Like they're so
It's-
detailed.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh, you know what's another one that I think of is Toy Story 2. Do you remember the scene with like Woody when he's getting fixed?
Oh, I
when
love
he's
that
getting like
scene.
fixed. Everybody goes back to that.
Painting it.
That attention to detail is just what you saw. Like when Pixar joined the mix, it just changed the game animation wise.
So you see them crossing over and them taking ideas from each other. And something that's really, really cool about this latest era of films coming out is that they kind of pay homage to where they came from, because almost every single one of these films now starts with a short previously.
Yes, it's tying back to the roots. Same with the Luxo Jr. thing.
Yeah.
Like it's just they know where they came from and they know how to like pay homage to that.
And
That's
you see
cool.
the shorts in like not just the Pixar Disney, but like regular Disney
Yes.
ones too. So that's really cool because they're like crossing over.
They're
and doing all
good.
that. Yeah.
They're good. The one before The Incredibles,
Oh, that was the one with the wonton.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that was so
sweet.
they were pulling at the heartstrings. Like
Yeah.
they really put a lot into the.
So there you have it, the history of Pixar from New York Institute of Technology all the way through Lucasfilms to its own private company to now Walt Disney Studios. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you give it a thumbs up and you share it. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel and you're following my blog, which is in the description box below. Thank you to Alex and Kathy, and if you would like to see more of them, give this video a thumbs up as well. If you're interested in any other kinds of videos, Disney or Pixar related, make sure to leave a comment below. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye.
Bye.